Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone. And I could choose either Druid or Mage here. I mean, I could choose Warlock, but I'm not gonna. And both are fun. I think if it were me, I would play Mage, but just for entertainment's sake, let's go ahead and grab the class that hasn't been the most overpowered and hated class in Arena for the last 2 years. Okay, thanks. Oh, Savage Combatant. That's a really good card, which is good because the others are trash. I'm looking forward to playing with that. Soul of the Forest. Well, that's cute. Do I take this thing? You know, I like spell damage, and this guy's got a really great body. Love that snowballed body. And spell damage is good, so I'm going to grab it. Savage Roar. I'm not a fan of it, but I mean, it's better than the other junk. Starfire. Lance Carrier, I do want to take at some point. Now that I know it's permanent. Oh, God. These are good buffing cards, but this is just a good card, so I'm going to take the good card over the good buff cards. I don't want to deal with those. This thing, how good is a 2/5? I'd rather just take the Taunter. Alright. We're going to take our Crusher here, which is a top-notch endgame card. Here we got Junks for beans, so we're going to take the Druid of the Flame this time. Swipe! Hey, nice of you to show up. This is looking good. Recycle, looks good. This guy. Well, I do have one dragon. Do I have any others? Nope. So I could take him as like a kind of fire elemental if I'm lucky sort of deal. But let's just take this. This is a good one drop, and late in the game it does sort of suck, but for now it's good. Man, this is actually a really tough pick because these are all great. Living Roots is just spectacular. You get a really nice turn 1 play, and it can be used as an arcane mark. Innervate, of course, is good. Especially if you can get out a Savage Combatant early, it's ridiculous because the opponent, like any minute they play, just dies to your hero power. But I don't think I can take that hero over Living Roots and a Silence. Silence is good to have. It's very important. I mean, there's like never been a run where I haven't been anything less than thrilled with Spellbreaker. Yeah, I gotta take this. I think Silence is just too important to pass on. We'll take a second Crusher over the trash. Mad or bummer, but I'm gonna take a Keeper. If I'd already had a Keeper, I probably would have not taken Spellbreaker and taken Living Roots instead, but since I have a Keeper, I'm going to take him. It's damage and silence. It's just really good. Fent Creeper's cute, but Druids have a better one, the Druid of the Claw. And Wild Growth, I think, is nice here because I'm getting a pretty fat curve. We'll take a Tiger over the Naturalize. Alright, we need some low plays. 3 drops I could use, but I really have like 0 2-drops except for Wild Growth. So I'm going to take the Ooze because I think it's just really essential that I get some sort of early plays. Jouster, sort of like a Chow, if you're lucky. Wrath, though, it's an early play and it's removal. That's just the clear pick. We'll take the Tron there. A second Combatant. I think it's a bit greedy. Let's take Sunwalker for another good 6-drop. Nourish seems fine. Cub for another early play. All right, we kind of drew our way out of that bad stuff. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 early plays. Yeah, I don't think I need to take it. I mean, I could take a Panther. It's not a bad card. We'll take a second Starfire, though, for some more removal and some burn. Moonfire. Claw or the Horse Rider? It's interesting. They both deal the same damage. This leaves a permanent body. I think Claw is just better than that thing, so I'm going to take the Claw. It's kind of unfortunate that's the case, but that's the case. These are both good for their drops, but I'm going to keep the Spike at 4 going because I think that's actually better in the end. Alright, well, Fel Reaver's hilarious, but Ancient of War in Arena is just a wrecking ball powerhouse. Wild Walker, I've seen some people do some pretty good stuff with that. I don't think I have any... Well, this is a beast. Gotta remember that's a beast, I think. Yeah. But, and then the Combatant's a beast. So I've got 2 beasts, 3 beasts. Actually, they have 3 beasts. It's pretty decent. But whatever. I mean, you gotta take the Panther here. Because it's usable late game. And it's just a much more solid card. Here, the Medic is cute for some healing, but I'm going to take the Brute to fill in my curve a little bit. I don't really have much card draw besides the Nourish, so I could take Loot Hoarder over the Infantry. Seems fine. Alright, the Aspirant seems good as well for some more ramp. Boy, howdy, I think that deck turned out real good. We got spell damage with Swipe. Which, okay, I only have 1 spell damage creature, so it's not that likely to happen. But I do have some mass removal, is what I'm saying. I got a Swipe, which gets rid of all the recruits. Unfortunately, I didn't see a second Swipe or a Starfall, which would give me extra insurance against those recruits that are going to be played by the Paladins that I'm going to fight nonstop. But I think apart from a slight lack of mass removal, which, let's face it, most decks are just not going to have that much mass removal, this deck is great. The card quality is high. I might have misdrafted a little bit in some choices, but I don't think any misdrafts I made here were major. I think this is going to be great. Watch me get like 2 wins. I actually have not had a run below 3 since the Grand Tournament has debuted. In fact, I had like 1 run that was 3, 1 that was 4, and then all the others were 5 or higher. So I've actually done better in the Grand Tournament than I ever have in the history of my Hearthstone career. Well, maybe when I was first starting in closed beta when people were like really bad, I might have done a little better, but yeah, this is going really well. Elven Archer, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so you don't play Elven Archer on turn 1. That is a mistake, so right away we know we're playing against someone bad. I'm going to play the Tron. Yeah, I could have shapeshifted to kill the Archer, but I can kill the Archer with the Tron. Even with a ping, the Tron still kills the Archer, so this gives me some board presence, and I think it's important to build board presence in Arena. Trog is okay. So she will go up a card killing this Tron, but then I will go back up a card, killing off the Trog, so I'm okay. I could play the Brute. This, though, is just as good at killing the Trog as the Brute is, except that it's guaranteed to land a hit. Of course, the drawback is, what if she plays a 3-drop? Well, I respond to a 3-drop with a Lost Tall Strider. I think, actually, in this case, whoa, let's do the right one here. I think it just makes sense to play the 2-5. And, hopefully she doesn't have any healing for this. That would be annoying. But she hits this, I kill that thing, and then her 3-drop, whatever it is, I respond with a 5-4, which will kill pretty much any 3-drop in the game. And live to tell about it. So, I think I'm in pretty good shape. Alright, Trey here plays the Horse Rider, which isn't super impressive. This, I think, is actually a mistake. I think that she should have just hit my face with that and, you know, given me the choice. Or put the choice to me, because if she hits me in the face, there's Divine Shields up. It's like, oh, should I get rid of it? But now, sorry, it's to not make me... Let me try this again. She hits the face. I have to choose what to do about... Oh, hang on a second, guys. I need to go get the door because my girlfriend came home from work, but is apparently locked out of the house for some reason. Be right back. Alright, I don't know why her keys don't work, but they don't work. So, I don't think she should have popped that shield prematurely, although by doing it, she does make this be in pingable range. But if she pings this, I'm pretty okay with that, because that's spending half of her mana for the turn just to kill a 2-1. And then, on turn 5, I have a bunch of options. I can, like, shapeshift to kill this, and play the Brute, for instance, or I can play the Loot Hoarder in the Brute. Aha, she chooses... Oh, is she going to use her coin? Now's a good time. Yep, she coin pings. And the Panther is pretty good at killing a Heckler, just like Panther has always been good at killing Booty Bodyguard, making that card an even worse of a card than it already ever was. She really shouldn't hit this, though. It's a mistake to do that, because you want to give your opponent, you know, put your opponent to the tough choice. There it is. Alright, so she makes the right call this time. I hit it. I deal 5 damage, which I don't know how much that matters for this deck. I'm not sure how good of a burn deck this is. Honestly, she's pretty lucky she had a 3-drop that can kill this Heckler, because otherwise this would have been tough for her to deal with here. Now, a 5-drop, a lot of 5-drops do outclass Ogre Brute. The question is, can she play one that outclasses my Starfire? Because if she did play something like a Sludge Belcher, then I could Starfire it, go up a card, and the Brute would have a 50-50 chance of killing off the Slime. Even if the Slime lives, it's not the end of the world. So I'd be in pretty good shape if she played a drop like that. If she played a Fen Creeper, that would be annoying, because I couldn't kill it. Why is she... She's going to polymorph that. I don't know if that's right. I mean, it does let her clear the board, but it leaves me with a sheep, and it used up a really good removal card. Now, I have to admit, my hand was a little bit awkward. I had nothing to do, but worked out. As everybody knows, I work out. everybody. Okay, so now the sheep's actually going to do some good because she really, if she's going to ping at all, is she's going to ping the loot hoarder, of course. And the sheep could actually go extra mileage with Savage Roar. That Polymorph is just a really weird move, but of course this mage, like, you know, played Elven Archer on turn 1 into face, so that says everything that needs to be said about the person's strategy levels, and nothing wrong. I mean, with being a, you know, new player, we're all new at some point. So now I got some interesting choices. I could actually Savage Roar and Shapeshift to kill this with my face and hit her for 6 extra damage. But I think having drawn this, I am not too tempted by that play. So we'll just pop the shield here, kill that there, and play a 6/6. So now she doesn't have a polymorph to kill this with. Of course, maybe the reason that she polymorphed it is because she's holding on to like 3 polymorphs. That is a possibility, and I think if she were a stronger player, I would have considered that. But since the person played Elven Archer on turn 1, I'm just going to assume it's a bad play, which is pretty dang dangerous. You shouldn't assume ever that your opponent is bad. That's something I know from my childhood. Spent playing many chess tournaments. Always assume that your opponent knows the right play. Always assume that your opponent is good. Alright, Mage Secrets now are just such a clusterfuck. You just have no idea. Do I dare risk a Spellbender or a Counterspell with this? I could test with Wild Growth, but then I'm just wasting the Wild Growth. Yeah, it's such a rare spell. Wait a minute, I could also hit this with my face and use the Sorcerer. No, I think I'd rather Starfire because I'm more concerned about this being Vaporize. So is it Effigy? Could be an Effigy. Or a Duplicate. It's a Duplicate. I'm actually not as concerned about Duplicate. So she has a couple of these Hecklers, and yes, they are taunts. But the problem for her is if she plays them both out next turn, I can do a number on her with Starfiring one and then Savage Roaring the other. Or just Starfiring one and Shapeshift plus 3-2ing the other. Yeah, that seems fine. So we just Starfire, because you should always draw cards first. Wait, though, can I win? I just Savage Roar win here. Let's see, I would waste that, so that would be 9 plus 4 is 13, and then I have Swipe for the kill. Yeah, let's just go for it. Oh wait, it's actually not 13. It's 15. I do win because I forgot about my own face damage. All right, that was a little weird here, how rusty I was that game. But anyway, we're good. Yay! So opponent was very polite. Said well played. We got our first win. A little bit of a newer player. Didn't really put me through the ringer. Not that I say that with any sort of personal disrespect. It's just how it was in that particular game. I'm not exactly hoping for really tough players, but I'm sure they're waiting whether I'm hoping for them or not. Kitty. Murph. Can you guys hear her chirping? Well, she's not chirping now. She chirped just the once. I was curious if you heard it just the one time. Oh, I have the best kitty. With apologies to everyone who has cats, but it must be said that Papa Boris is the best kitty. All right, well, we have the 2-drop parade here. The question is, do you actually keep them all? They all kind of have their purposes. I will keep them all. It actually gets to be kind of annoying. On turn 3 and 4, you don't really want to be playing out more 2-drops, but this is good in case I need a taunt. This is just what I'm planning to play to boost up my mana. And then this is good if he plays like a 3-2 of some sort, although obviously I don't know what 3-2 he'd play on turn 1. That doesn't really make any sense. If he kills it, it's not a big deal. I mean, I was only going to play a 2-drop anyway. And I want to keep the Ooze because Glybezuka and Eaglehorn Bow in the game, both being there, are enough to make me want to keep this. This is the one I'm hoping I don't actually have to play. Right, this is most likely a freezing trap, which is actually kind of interesting because if it is a freezing trap... No, wait, it's most likely the bear. Well, if it's the bear, it's the bear. Yeah, it's the bear. Well, that does make me glad that I kept a cub, because I'm not super jazzed about this maneuver given Arcane Mark, but this is a taunt, and it does trade with the bear, so if he doesn't have the Arcane Mark or a Power Shot here, he's going to be in trouble. Man, that explains why he played it out so eagerly. Of course, Freezing Trap would have sucked, because this would go back into my hand, and I would never lose the Death Rattle. Does he seriously have an Arcane Mark? Oh, he has something he doesn't want to spend. Eaglehorn Bow. Okay. Could be a lot worse. Unfortunately, with this dead, I'm only going to have 3 mana next turn, so I can't play the Ooze to kill the weapon and kill this bear. I have to choose one or the other. I'm going to hit the bear. I'm hoping he's not going to hit my face with the bow. That seems a little weird. I'm hoping he like plays another secret, starts looking forward to a big juicy bow, and then it never happens. If he does hit my face, then he's the winner. But the problem is if I play Ooze to kill this bow, and then this 3/1 bear gets to kill my Ooze, which just sucks. Alright, he got pretty good flip here. And an extra card. Man, he's got a really good start. There's just no two buts about it. Gotta play the Ooze. And then the Loot Hoarder. It's not a great situation. He's definitely got the advantage here. It's 6-6, but he has the play and his board's better than mine. So, because he can kill the Ooze and then the Loot Hoarder. And then I go up a card, but then he still has a 4/1 left over. And I don't have my swipe to just clear the 4/1 out of here. Darn. Yeah, the fact that he has the play right here and the board advantage makes this very problematic. Alright, so that thing's got 3 health, which is annoying. This Footman is actually really good. If he hadn't had it, I could have at least killed this with Loot Hoarder plus face, but as it is, I can't. So, I could play the Flame as a 5/2 and try to trade with these creatures. And then I could play this as a 3/2 and also try to trade with those creatures. This seems like a really bizarre move, but I mean, in the context of the situation, I think that's what I have to play. This was just a bit tame. The bear can kill this thing, and then I have nothing. Here, I'm threatening to kill both. Of course, now he's got Power Shot. I can't, or not, is it Power Shot? I think it's Power Shot. I can't remember if that's a rare or a common. That would be devastating here because it clears my board and then he wins. Unless something really ridiculously remarkable happens in my favor. Span of Highmane, pretty good card. I got 2 silences in this deck. I've got to find them. I think. Oh, I mean, I could just Starfire it, I guess. But the thing is, if I trade out these and play the Sunwalker, well, I'm opening myself up wide to Deadly Shot, but I'm opening myself up wide to something no matter what. Tron is tempting here just to hold this thing at bay. The problem is, look at my mana. What do I do with my 4 mana? I have nothing to do with 4 mana, so we're gonna take a risk. Actually, hang on. I can actually use this to kill the 6/5. But that seems sort of pointless. We're just gonna kill this thing and play Sunwalker. It sucks if he has Deadly Shot a lot, but you gotta take some risk somewhere. I'm also not super jazzed about shapeshifting to kill this thing. Oh man, what does he have? Does he have a silence? He's got a kill command, which is really interesting, so that just gets off the Divine Shield. But I don't think that was a mistake. I mean, it lets him get through that. Young Dragonhawk. Man, if I ever needed swipe, this is the time. Not a chance. Alright, well, it sucks that this has to happen, but it has to happen. Take a bunch of damage. And, oh, wait, I can't just play this thing because I have to play the Tron. But the Tron will just, I lose this game. Yeah, I just lost this. There is nothing I could do. So he's got 4, 8, 11, 13 damage. He actually has lethal right here. Yeah, wow, that was just a really good tempo game on his part. I could not recover from that bear trap. That's what won it for him. It all really, because that bear ended up killing my 2/3, blocking my mana. It ended up getting buffed by the Houndmaster. Oh, I got some bad manners here. Finishing me off with the dog. So you're not gonna get a well played, but yeah, that kind of sucked. But at the same time, I got to give the guy credit. He drafted the right cards and he played them when they needed to play them. Could have played some things differently than what I did. That's tough to say. I mean, I could have played the Annoyatron first and then played the Sunwalker the following turn or something like that, but I don't think there's anything I could have done that time, apart from maybe drafting things a little differently. With me not having swipe or silence, 3 cards in my deck that would have helped me win that I did not get. I just didn't have a chance. The O-Tigger. The O-Tigger? Theo Tigger. Oh, thanks. Oh, fuck you, game. Well, there's the 2 cards I needed last time. Of course, showing up when I don't need them. Can I get some of those sweet, sweet 2-drops again? Hey, alright. Well, I got the play. this into this. This Chow is nice. It helps me kill stuff that would threaten the life of the aspirant. He's throwing something out, then decides against it. Maybe a secret. Maybe he's like, maybe I think, you know what my sick read of the day is? I bet he's got a noble sacrifice. He was thinking of playing it. And he's like, oh, wait, it's a druid. He could clear it out with shapeshift. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. You mark my words.
No.
My girlfriend refuses to mark my words. This could have been the 2-1 Divine Shield chargy guy, which I kind of regret. I wouldn't have minded being able to play him right now. As it is, I have nothing to play except for Spellbreaker. I mean, I could silence the aspirant to keep the mana crystal forever. I mean, I could do something like that. Wow, it's tempting. The thing is, I think it's much smarter to silence the golems so that I can just kill it forever. Okay, I'm not gonna... Oh, but if I don't silence this now... Wait, no, sorry, the Chow's not what I'm trying to silence. It's this that I want to silence. If I don't silence this now, I could actually silence it next turn with Keeper of the Grove. Is that really actually smart? Hold on, let me just think here. Is that really the smartest thing? I think it is. If he hadn't played the Golem, I would have loved to silence this guy. But as it is, we get to kill that Golem, waste the detrimental death rattle of the Zombie Chow. I'm still hanging on to this guy, so he has to do some sort of damage to it. And, well, we got some choices here. So I could Keeper of the Grove to get this shield off. And then... What? Oh, that doesn't work at all in the slightest. I could Keeper of the Grove this. Throw it at that. Oh, man. Wow, this is a really annoying time for the 3. I think I could actually recycle it with the coin, which is a little bit dicey. Because what if he plays something bigger later? But then again, well, if I do this now, I don't have the coin Ancient of War next turn. So I could just throw this away. Oh, but if I throw this away, I lose the mana. I could Keeper of the Grove, silence this, throw it and that at it. No, wait a minute. If I'm going to use Keeper of the Grove, I might as well just silence this and throw the Spellbreaker at it and keep this guy around. But if I'm going to use Keeper of the Grove, then I might as well just use Shapeshift. Yeah, I think this is the move. Although the chargy guy would have actually been better here. Now I could coin Keeper face. That's a little bit aggressive. What I'm going to do is coin and silence this, so that I keep my mana crystal forever. I lost my opportunity for Ancient of War coin, but I mean, if he plays a big minion here, I could recycle it. Like a Sludge Belcher would be great to recycle. I couldn't recycle a Spectral Knight. That might be the top minion that he could play right here. I lost the silence for his stuff, which is a little bit unfortunate, of course. Mad Scientist. Alright, so no silence for this. He is going to get a secret, it seems. Oh, he's a 1 mana. Oh, it's that card from before. That's a Noble Sacrifice. You mark my goddamn words. That's a Noble Sacrifice. Although it's actually possible that that is a Avenge that he, for some reason, chose not to play on turn 1. How much do I trust my sick reads? I trust him. This is a Noble Sacrifice. Nope, it's Avenge. Oh, God. Well, shouldn't have trusted my sick reads quite so much. Well, I can kill this by throwing both of my minions at it. That's fine. So it sucks I don't get to play anything. This would have been good as the chargy thing. I clearly misdrafted that. So do I play the Ancient of War or do I recycle this Ogre? I mean, I could do other things. I could actually play the Sunwalker into the Ogre. Let me try this. Paladins have a difficult time dealing with Sunwalker unless he has like the Black Knight or something wacky. He just doesn't have any good answers to it. If he damages off the shield, the Ogre goes down to 3 health. I can then kill the Ogre with Claw Shapeshift. He does have damage for it. Ah, that's annoying. Maybe I should have just recycled this thing. Seal of Champions. Alright. Well, he didn't actually need it in order to kill the Sunwalker, but that protected the damage. So I could Starfire and Claw to kill it, or I could recycle it. It's a tough call. Starfire Claw saves the recycle in case he ever plays anything bigger. There are things that Starfire Claw won't handle. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This also gives me an extra card. The disadvantage, of course, of this play is that I take 9 damage. Well, net 7 after Claw, but I'm doing fine. It's a Paladin. I'm at over 20 health. And I can still reply with an Ancient of War, which Paladins have pretty much no way of killing, especially now that he's used his Ogre Seal of Champions combo. On turn 9, I can play the Recycle, and also drop a Loot Hoarder down. Yeah, I think this is worth recycling. It's 7 of his mana just gone. I might not have played this right. Maybe I should have just played the Ancient of War, or just recycled the Ogre when it came up. I could have Starfire Shapeshifted that Stormwind Champion, but of course I didn't know that was going to happen. Shielded Minibot is really annoying against the Loot Hoarder. He's playing out a bunch of crap. Here's again where I need that swipe. Frostwolf Warlord. Well, here's me having used up all of my silences. Feeling pretty silly about it. So I think it's the time to play this. And Savage Roar would not quite let that Loot Hoarder kill it. So what I'm going to do here is Shapeshift to kill off the Recruit. He's got 8 damage here, so he could, with like another Seal of Champions or a Blessing of Might or something, take this guy down. And then I could lose this game by being just a little bit too casual. So he's spamming Threaten emotes. Does he actually have an answer to it? Alright, he's got a Peacekeeper. The good news about this is this thing still like holds off his assault. The problem is now he's actually got like a ton of minions out and he could just win with board control. I've got nothing to play here besides a Tron and a Panther. It's not exactly going to cut it. Well, that was not a bad top deck. So here, play the Panther to give everything +1/+1. And now let's think. Savage Roar doesn't kill him, but it's worth playing because it does a lot of good for me. So I can deal 5 damage, reach up, and kill that Warlord. And then as a 4/3, what's the most significant thing to do with it? I think I'm going to kill this. This might feel wrong. Well, hang on a second. If I kill this, he still gets to use his Recruit and the Yeti to kill the Tron. So since the Tron dies no matter what, I might as well finish off the Recruit. So it's a dicey situation. He can now kill this, but he can't kill the Tron, or he can kill the Tron, but then this is alive. Looks like he's going to decide the Tron is the bigger threat. Or is he playing Consecration? North Sea Kraken is a problem. I've used up my Recycle, so it's a 9/7. And I don't really have removal for it. I'm going to lose this game. Holy shit. I actually can't quite believe I'm going to lose this game, but it's going to happen. So hopefully we get a freezing coolant out of this. Rusty Horn. Not quite. Do I draw cards or do I play this guy? Well, hang on. If I play this guy, I don't get to kill that thing. So I think we need to do neither, actually. Let's do this. And give that thing taunt and pass the turn. So the two of them together kill this Kraken. He's got 4 cards, 10 mana, and the play. I do get to draw cards, but it's really slow. Oh my god, I'm in trouble. I'm going to lose this game. I can't believe it. I felt like I just had the grip on it this entire time, but he just kept playing just enough things to screw me up. Man, hopefully it hits the Kraken a little more. Just once. That's unfortunate. He freezes this to stop me from killing off his Kraken, so he got the coolant, which really sucks. So I needed to be able to kill this, like, right now. And I have used up both silences, so they're gone. Well, we got a Nourish here. It sucks, but I need to top deck into some answers. Alright. That'll have to do. So I got the damage to kill this terrible thing. We got the Brute, which will trade with the Bomber. And I've got good 4-drops. If it was my turn right here, I'd be pretty confident that I'm going to win. But because it's his turn, it's a little bit of a different situation. 9 cards left in the deck. There's a swipe in here, which is great. Well, it doesn't really matter. Although it might matter. The Matter Bomber, if the Matter Bomber kills this thing, then the Matter Bomber will be at 1 health. He found his Stormwind Champion back in his library. So now I'm in a lot of trouble because I don't have any kills for this. Even a swipe won't quite kill it. Starfire Shapeshift. If I Starfire Shapeshift, it makes more sense to Starfire and Shapeshift these guys than the Stormwind Champion. Oh my god, I screwed up. Oh my god, I made a terrible play. That might cost me the game. I had to play the Snowbolt for spell damage and Starfire the Stormwind Champion. Ah, that could have actually given me a chance to win. But see, now I have no minions on the table, and I'm down to 7 health with no taunts, so he just kills me with a 6/6. Oh, man. I've already played both Starfires and my Recycle, so I have no more removal for the Stormwind Champion. He realizes what's up, and he's going to go for face. Yeah. That snowball needed to be on the table. Of course, then his other stuff would have... No, then I didn't have enough mana to shapeshift away the bomber. Oh my god, this is such a good deck, and I'm at 1 and 2 with it. Man, if this is the first Grand Tournament deck that ends up going below 3 wins, I am going to be ferociously angry because it doesn't deserve to be here. Now, I did misplay a little bit there, but I feel like he just had a way to claw out of it. I just don't think I had quite enough removal or answers. And the one thing that really hurt me was that one misdraft of the claw instead of the charger. If I could have just put the charger onto the board when the claw was sitting in my hand uselessly, and like had an extra 2/1, especially that turn I played Savage Roar, that could have made all the difference. Like that would have, you know, killed an extra thing. Yeah, so that misdraft is what cost me. Well, we're playing against someone with, I think those are Chinese characters. Got a claw and a wild growth, and there's swipe always a game late and $1 short. I'm gonna mulligan the claw because I've got Chow, and that does pretty much the same thing as claw. So let's play Chow and see where we're at. Kept the wild growth, kind of hoping I wouldn't get other good drops. I got the Loot Hoarder, unfortunately, kind of. It's kind of unfortunate. I could coin into wild growth and then play the Chow and the Loot Hoarder the following turn. That's actually the move. Unless he plays a 1-drop here that I need to throw the zombie Chow in front of, I'm going to coin wild growth and play these 2 next turn, rather than playing this and then having time pass wild growth by. So, yeah, maybe I just got a little too clever silencing my own thing and should have just held on to the Keeper. But then again, I had nothing else to play. It's not like I chose Keeper over another playable card. I just had nothing to do. My hand was filled with Recycle, Starfire, and the Ancient of War. Well, props to that Paladin for getting past an Ancient of War. He used a Peacekeeper to allow his minions to hit it without dying, which was a very significant turn of events. Alright, here, I think what I'm going to do is Chow for sure. Now, do I play Loot Hoarder, which dies this and gives me a card, or Shapeshift, which lets me keep a card, or which lets me keep the Loot Hoarder? I'm just going to play this out now, because when am I going to play this Loot Hoarder? I'm obviously going to play this or this next turn, depending on what I think I can get away with. So the Loot Hoarder sitting in my hand isn't going to play out for a long time. Might as well dig into my deck a little bit deeper and see if I can get a good minion for turn 5 or 6. Another Harvest Golem, which Chow doesn't quite trade with. I do go up a card killing that attendee, but right now I'm not able to deal with this effectively. So did I play the Combatant? I think this is a reasonable alternative play, so I'm just going to play that Sorcerer, and we'll see where we're at. I mean, next turn I might play Spellbreaker on the Golem, and then kill it with my Sorcerer, for instance. Or I could silence the Haunted Creeper. Wow, so what's the more important minion to silence? The one that gives out 2 1/1s or 1 2/1? Well, 2 1/1s is actually better. It's a total of 4 power, whereas this is only a total of 3. So by that logic, I should do that. Or I could actually... Yeah, let's try this. So let's kill this thing. I wouldn't have done this if I hadn't gotten a playable 3-drop, but because I got a playable 3-drop, I can do a different move. I can actually do it like this. Spiders don't really help him kill either of my minions, and I've got a pretty decent board here. I'm ready to go Starfire. If he has a weak turn here, he gets really screwed as I can play Savage Combatant and Shapeshift. Well, because I kept this beast out, this thing happened. And note that that's not silenceable. You can't silence that to make it go down into a 4/4. It's transformed, so it's there for good. Starfire doesn't kill it, even with the help of my other stuff. No, this just sucks. So, guess we'll just do that. And kill it. And we'll see if the Ogre suicides itself. It is going to, unfortunately, suicide itself. But that's alright. I got some card advantage going here that even though this is a 2-for-1, it gets to kill off my Spellbreaker as well as my Ogre. I'm still in okay shape. I have Starfire, which can remove some less than prime plays that he would make on his turn. So if he played like a Wind Fury Harpy or something crappy, this would kill it and put me ahead. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. So that spider that I left alive is really cascading into all kinds of problems. Alright, that's cool. Is this what I want to do here? It is. So we deal 2 damage to that. And then let's kill off the bigger thing here. So my 2/4 kills is 3/2. Playing spells doesn't exactly help him. It lets them trade, but it's still a trade. So he's got the play here. I really wish I were the one playing right now, but again, I have a pretty good reactive hand. This plus hero power will kill some small things. This will kill some big things. There are things that he can play that will get around it all, but I feel like this is a fairly reasonable play, or a fairly good hand that answers quite a few things. Alright, so if I play the combatant and shapeshift to kill that, then this guy sticks around. If I play the Sunwalker, he can shapeshift off the shield and kill it with the 5/4. That's actually not that good. And then the Crusher doesn't work that well either here. So I could Starfire this. Why don't we just Starfire that? There's a risk that he plays something bigger next turn, but honestly, he just played a Tall Strider and a Rifleman on turn 7, so I don't think he's got anything good. If he doesn't top deck a good card, then this guy should be able to still do his thing next turn. Of course, it's possible. Of course, me having top deck Starfire feels really good as well. Okay, so we get to kill this guy, and then I'm pretty happy to trade him into a 5/5. That I don't mind at all. So let's do this. And there's no reason to cast Savage Roar, so we pass the turn. All my 6-drops showed up in the top half of my deck. That is pretty unlucky. As far as lucky and unlucky things go, does he have an answer to this? Hopefully not, because the Sunwalker doesn't hold up very well against the Tiger. I'd have to play the Crusher here. Alright, he gets a 6/6, which is not something I want to hold up a Sunwalker against. Do I Starfire Shapeshift to kill this? Or do I play a Crusher? The Crusher opens me up to removal on his end. I think I need to do this just to clear the board. I feel like he's running out of steam here. So, yes, I take some serious damage, but I'm up a lot of cards. I have twice as many cards as he does. I'm out of burn range. All he needs is one turn where he's not playing anything big, and then I just drop my superior creatures and win. Archmage, man, I cannot quite catch a break. He just keeps on finding his stuff. So I can recycle this, but then, of course, I'm in trouble because if I recycle it, I can't play anything else. Alright, when you're behind, you gotta take some risks. Let's drop a Crusher out here. Shapeshift for some extra health. Here's another case where this would have actually been better as the Charger dude. So the 6/6 holds up well against his 4/7. Unless he has like a Starfall or a Starfire here, this should be fine. I just need to play these things and have them stick, and I will win easily. He's just got a very, very small hand. He cannot possibly, well, he can possibly, but it'd be very unlikely for him to keep on having gas in his hand and having all the right answers and all the right minions when his hand is so depleted. Alright, so does he have a Starfire for this thing? He has a Spell Breaker, which doesn't do anything. Unless he's about to kill it with a Starfire. Living Roots for the face? Living Roots for the face. Alright, he's going for the Burnout Victory. This is good because Sunwalker is a pretty good answer to that. Okay, so we play the Sunwalker, Texas Ranger. I think I'll play the Cub as well. I'm going to go plus attack because it doesn't really matter about the health. It dies with its health no matter what. We heal a life. Let's kill his creature. So he needed something like a Starfire or a Starfall last turn to kill this thing. Spellbreaker and Living Roots to the face didn't quite cut it. So I can just hide behind these taunts, stopping him from shapeshifting. And shapeshift myself, healing a point of damage every turn. This is a very weak play. He gets off the shield. He kills my little taunter, but now this thing has taken enough damage that I can finish off with my Sunwalker. Alright, I think I will Nourish here to seal the deal. Yep, that's looking good. Alright, so we can kill this, kill that, and with them both at 1 health, play the healer, which heals my face and heals the minions away from shapeshift and swipe range. I'm at 12 health, he's only got 3 cards, I have a butt ton. I have Recycle, which will take care of just about anything. Well, if he plays Deathwing and I recycle and it goes back into his deck, he could draw it again and play it again and then win. He also has a Nourish. But he's behind now. I've got a lot of damage, 14 damage on the table. Okay, he's got something good that he seems to like. Oh, wonder why he said sorry. Alright, well, that'll do it for this video, folks. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and or subscribe if you did. And I'm at 2 wins, so it'll be a cliffhanger. Whether the next video is 3 minutes long because I can't make it above 2 wins, or whether I actually go somewhere with this deck that I truly think is very, very good. I'll see you guys soon.